can we just acknowledge the fact that Jake Bates was on an absolute mission today? We tweeted this out on our Twitter at @officialctpod per John Macaroon at Detroit Podcast. But it reads here, Bates reportedly went 6 for 6 at practice today, including a 52 and 50-yard field goal. So, hey, that's about Bagley range. It's about Bagley range. If you can get 50, you're good. You're basic. It's consistently, at least. You're good. Shift God. This isn't me. This is Shift God saying this in the chat. Badgley, get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. I didn't say it. He said it. But what do you think, boys?
Go ahead, Boone.
You got go, Kotze.
I would say, I get it. It's good to hear. But again, my opinion on Jake Bates, even if my opinion on him negatively could definitely change, because if he were to go out there and shank it, then it's all right, this guy, it's different. But again, he's doing his job so far. But I am not going to get on the Jake Bates hype train until he's in an actual game situation and he drills one of those things. Not saying that he can't do it, but I need to believe it before I see it, because there's a lot of kickers that come in the league for a little bit. They got some hype through training camp because they have a big leg. But then when it comes down to it, kicker, it's just pretty much you have the ability if you're in the NFL. Every NFL kicker can kick the 48-yarders to 50-yarders, at least I'd hope, if you're on an active roster, but it's mental. And I think there's a lot of things that come with that, and especially in big situation and big stages with this Lions team's going to be. Michael Badgley is a guy that he doesn't have the biggest leg, but I think he's pretty consistent. Dan Campbell knows what he has in him, and I think that's what it matters most. He's got to build that connection with Dan Campbell, and it's going to be hard to if Michael Badgley is just staying consistent. So could he be the kicker of this team? Absolutely, but I don't think you can't say that after one day in training camp.
Interesting. Let's go back 365 days ago when. All right, let's just be honest here. Michael Badgley wasn't always trusted by Dan Campbell. Michael Badgley got cut for Riley Patterson. And then, yes, he came back and got a job back because Riley Patterson, he gets cut and they trust Michael Badgley. So I don't think this is more so of a thing where it's I do think, yes, you do want to see a little bit more. And I don't think it's more in game situations. I just think it's more like, hey, if he goes 6 for 6 today, Michael Badgley misses a couple kicks. Okay, one's not being inconsistent. The other one is. Let's not forget in minicamp, Michael Badgley was in a kicking battle with James Turner, and the only reason James Turner is out of there is because they brought in Jake Bates. That's the only reason. So James Turner was out kicking Michael Badgley in minicamp and OTAs. And then now the first day, they didn't have any kicking battles yesterday, but today they have some. And Jake Bates goes out there and 6 for 6 and is automatic, already wow, this kid's legit. The only thing that will hold Jake Bates back is if he's not consistent in those short kicks. And if he can be consistent like Michael Badgley and he has the leg, it's Jake Bates' job it's his job, and there's no question behind it. We know what Michael Badgley is. Yeah, he's consistent. You can trust him. If Jake Bates gets that down and he goes 6 for 6 every day for training camp, he's going to have some misses. But if he's consistently just making those short kicks, those 40-yarders, those 30-yarders, it's his job because he's going to take that job easily because he has the bigger leg at the end of the day. That's just a fact. There's no way around it. He has the higher ceiling as a kicker. He has a star potential as a kicker, just like Brandon Aubrey did, just like some of these other guys in the league do that are on the Chiefs and the 49ers, all these other Jake Moody's. He has those types of legs, which Michael Badgley does not. So if he stays consistent, day one already, he's 6 for 6 and he went out there and he was consistent. If he keeps doing that, it's his job. And Michael Badgley, just like he got cut last year, he'll be getting cut for a second straight year at training camp.
Okay. I agree with you. The ceiling is definitely higher, but the consistency, I don't think it matters in training camp. It matters in the games. And you're not going to be patient with a kicker. You know what I mean? If you're going through a bad stretch as a kicker, the league moves on from you unless you're a guy that's already established. And Brandon Aubrey, yes, I guess that's an exception. But you look at Jake Moody, kicking in national championship games with Michigan and college football games with Michigan in big moments. That, like I said, it's all mental. And that's the switch over that you have to see because there are some guys. You saw Roberto Aguayo was supposed to be resetting what a kicker looks like. You can draft him in the second round. What the hell are you doing drafting a kicker in the second round? Because look at him. He ended up being a bad kicker because the stage and the lights were too bright consistently for him. And then what did they do? They're not going to let you develop. They're moving on. They want to get Ryan Suckup. Ryan Suckup was their kicker when they won a Super Bowl, and they were just fine. And he was a good
off
kicker.
The Jake Bates train, quick.
No, I'm not. See, exactly. I'm not off the Jake Bates train, but I'm
not. It sounds like
full steam ahead. No, I'm not just going to act like, you know what, this man is just starbound. He can be potentially, but I'm not going to be just absolutely switching over like this dude's just the next legend in the making in Detroit off of one day of camp. Could he be that? Possibly. Has the ceiling to do it. I need to see it first.
Booner knows what he's doing. He's doing the
sounds like a safe
stuff
sounds like a safe take for Klotz. If he works out, I said that he has the potential. If he doesn't, I told you guys it was bad.
It's not a slappy take.
It's not a slappy take. It's a legit football take. If Jake Bates is consistent, he's got the better leg. At the end of the day, like if he's
that's the whole thing.
He was 6 for 6 today, made 2 outside of 50, and went 4 for 4 inside of 50. If he goes 4 for 4 inside of 50 every single day in camp, that man's going to win the job, whether he misses long kicks or not, because he has those long kick potential. Like that's a fact.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the case for every NFL kicker.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. What you just said, Lucas, fair. It's cute actually, but I disagree. All right, because Jake Bates will overcome. He will be out there. Where was the Badgley reporting? Did you get? I didn't catch.
Didn't hear one thing. He must have missed some kicks at that point.
I mean,
if Jake Bates is having a good day, Michael Badgley's probably in Michael Badgley. So where are the headlines going to go?
I'm just saying. I don't have any information at this point in time that can confirm or deny if Michael Badgley he had a good day. I don't know, but what I can tell you is I have faith that Jake Bates can continue this. Now, to your point, Lucas, Booner, you mentioned this. It's fair. You want to see him in a stadium with 60,000 people. We went through that. But I'm with Booner. The talent's there. He's got a cannon of a leg. And I don't think him going into Ford Field, it'll be an adjustment. And we're talking ahead, obviously, but preseason, all this stuff. I don't think he'll be phased. Like the way watching, or I didn't watch it, but listening and reading, I should say reading the interview and then watching an interview with John that he had with Jake Bates. How the dude prepares and his mindset when kicking, it seems like he has a very strong mindset. Like he doesn't really get phased too often. Like he seems tough, mentally tough. I have a good feeling about Jake Bates. I think he's gonna. You
know what it is, boys. Honestly, what did we see when we went to the Panthers game? What did we see?
He missed a kick. He missed a kick
inside the 40 when the stage is not that big and all that. And I get you're gonna miss some kicks, but I'm telling you, like if you're gonna move off of that. We already talked about it. Dan Campbell, when it's going to be close to 50-yarder, he's probably going to try to go for it. Where you really need to get the points with this offense is inside the 40, inside the 45. Michael Badgley does that. I'm not saying you need to make sure that Jake Bates never sees the field, but I just think like the path for Jake Bates being the next Justin Tucker, like let's just pump the brakes a tad is all I'm saying.
I don't want to. I'm not starting that narrative. He's not Justin Tucker, but I think he's better than Michael Badgley. I do.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
And I think that'll show that.
No doubt.
And I think in game situations, you'll see it. He'll be comfortable.
And if you're gonna if we're gonna use that against Badgley or Jake Bates, which I agree, like that when we saw that, I was a little like what's going on here? But like Badgley again in the mini camp and OTAs, Badgley's missing all these kicks, and reports are coming out that he's going 1 for 4, 2 for 5, 3 for 6, and you're like, what's going on with Badgley? So it's like for me, if Badgley's in training camp with a battle with James Turner, and he's having a little bit of pressure with the battle, a guy that's coming from Michigan and is right on his and he's saying, hey, I'm coming for your job, and Badgley is missing kicks. And last year when Badgley was going into battle with Riley Patterson and loses a battle to Riley Patterson, like he made the Rams kick, like he made a kick for the Rams to win a playoff game and put us over. That's a big kick. But like when you're, again, to your point, like you're consistently trying to get a guy that's at a higher level, an elite kicker. Like every time Badgley, he's missed all these kicks in battle with James Turner. He lost the battle to Riley Patterson last year. Now he's in another battle with Jake Bates. It's like, all right, this is a consistently battle, and he's consistently missing kicks in these battles. And yeah, he might have hit one big kick in the regular season, and he has hit some kicks, but that's a question mark to where it's like there is a reason Dan Campbell. Yes, I know Dan Campbell's aggressive. There is a reason his mind goes towards going for it a little more often than not when he has a Badgley as a kicker. Like as much as he says he trusts him, that let's all look in the mirror. Like we know that's a lie. Like he doesn't trust him as much as if he had Justin Tucker or Brandon Aubrey in the field or Jake Moody. He would trust those guys 100 times more than he would trust a Michael Badgley, and we can all agree with that, and that's true. And that's the type of guy you're trying to look for. And Jake Bates gets consistent with those. And if he's in this battle and he's just out there making kicks and not missing, you have to go with him. Like you have to.
I agree with that. If that happens, all I'm saying is I think people are automatically guaranteeing that, and I'm just not 100% guaranteeing that. That's all I'm saying. Like, I need to see kicks and not even have to be big moments. Like, even if it's to put you up by 3 in the second quarter, like, I just need to see consistent kicking because kicker is one of the more inconsistent positions in football. And I agree with you. Like, it is a question mark. Michael Badgley is not the solution for kicker, but I'm not saying that Jake Bates 100% is yet either. Like, we're in training camp. We are in training camp.